Do 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 do. Zurich. Leon Tower. Don't know if I've got anybody on. Luther. Is there anybody on? I think it might be Pardeep might be on. Yes, okay. I'm going to say that Pardeep's on at the moment. Morning, buddy. Hope you're well. So we're going to have a look at a flight today and sort of show you it from start to finish. So we'll just do a short flight, but the first thing we'll have a look at is where there's any air traffic coverage, because I know you wanted to sort of see that or hear that in action. So I'm on a network called IVAO, which is International Virtual Airline Organisation. So you have people flying planes, but you've also got people who are providing, oh, morning Jazz, you've also got people that are providing air traffic control. So I thought we could have a look at that today. I've done it a couple of times, and it's actually quite good. So we'll have a look first of all and see where there's any coverage. So we use a system called IVAO WebEye, which is this here, and any colours that you can see gives us an idea of where there's coverage. So for example, up here in the UK we don't really have any coverage. Any of these planes that you see are actually people online on the IVAO network at the moment, and they're actually flying, so you can see what plane they're flying and where they're flying from. So he's going from Stockholm all the way to Miami, and he has got, is it going to bring up his flight number on here? Yeah, so he is currently at 36,000 feet, and he's got another 18 hours before he lands, and that's the route that he's taking. So it's quite interesting sometimes seeing what some people are doing. So he's doing EGAA, I'm not Belfast, through to Reus, which I think is in no, it's not in France. Where is it? Yeah, bottom of Spain. So that's what he's flying today, and he's got another hour and 40 minutes till he lands. But anyway, so if we want to have a look at what air traffic control coverage we've got, IVAO does cover around the world. They're not as prolific in America or Australia, but they are sort of pretty good for Europe. So we'll have a look at some European flights. Any colours that you see, such as up here in Edinburgh, that means that they've got somebody who's controlling the ground at Edinburgh, but there's no tower or approach or anything of that nature. Same with Lille. But then if you look at like Düsseldorf, you've got the tower there at Düsseldorf. So effectively what you would do is, if you were going to do the flight to Düsseldorf, you'd spawn into Düsseldorf and then speak to the tower to get approval for takeoff, etc. Then you'd take off and then obviously do your flight. So if we have a look, we've got what's called, so this is approach. So if I was flying to Bale, for example, or Basel, you would have approach here, so you'd speak to them, and then they would transfer you over to tower, which is here to give you the clearance to land, and then there's the runway there. So let's have a look and get an idea just of a short hop we can do today. So trying to use air traffic control. So there's no point flying out of England or the UK because there isn't anyone. So if we look at mainland Europe, none of these airports I've really done before, so it's going to be interesting. We could perhaps do Düsseldorf or Leipzig, and then if you want approach, we could look at Basel. Alternatively, we could do somewhere like Bilbao or Biarritz or Coruna into Basel. I think Basel might be the one if you want to have approach as well. So where would you like me to fly from and to? Let's have a look, see if Jazz can pick, or Pardy can pick the flight today. Düsseldorf to Basel, says Pardy. So yeah, we could do that. So what the next thing we need to do is we need to do the flight plan. So that is going to give us an idea of how long that takes. So we use a program called, or a website called SimBrief. So effectively, what we want to do first of all is see if there's any EasyJet flights from Düsseldorf, EasyJet Düsseldorf, Basel. Flax, I've got no sound coming through this headset at the moment, so not flat, turns off. So if we have a look at something like 2 flights to Basel, okay, I just want the flight number, that's all I want. There you go, Bristol to Basel, that'll do. So we're going to use EasyJet EasyJet flight number Basel. Go, that'll do 8431. Okay, so we're going to be easy 8431. Okay, and we are flying from Düsseldorf, which is EDDL. DDL, and we're going into Basel, which is LFSB. This basically does all of the routing for us. It tells us, it gives us a alternate airport, so if something was going wrong we would fly to EDDF, which I think is Frankfurt. Put in the type of aircraft which is already in there, and I know for a fact that EasyJet's cruise cost index is 9, so that'll give me an idea of a cruise profile in just a minute. So it's giving the route there, so effectively there's not too many waypoints. It's Modril, and then on an airway to there, airway to there, airway to there, and then get ready to land. If we had to divert, we would go up to Frankfurt. So the flight is 1 hour and 15 minutes long. That's actual air time. We'll be departing from runway 05, and we will check with ATC that we can do that. And we will arrive on runway 15. So when we're coming in, getting prepared to arrive, then we will be told what runway we're going to use and what approach we're going to use. So assuming that we're happy with that, I'm going to go and pre-file this now. So what we then have to do is pre-file the flight plan with IVAO so that the air traffic controllers can pick it up. So generate flight. And this is the flight that the flight sim brings in when I select it. So I want to have a PDF up so that I've got all my waypoints. Yep, still looking alright on what IVAO, so that's good. And then I am going to pre-file the flight with IVAO. So effectively this is what the air traffic controller will see. So he will see the route that I'm doing, where I'm departing from and the time, and 159 people on board apparently, and just various information about the aircraft itself, which I haven't had to put in. So it looks like we're going to be at flight level 300, cruising at 431 knots. So that's all been done. So if I now submit that flight plan, that is now in the IVAO system. So I just need to make a note of the flight number, which is easy 8431. Okay, right, so what we're now basically, we're now ready to fly. So get rid of that, get rid of that. I'll make that small and move that over to the other window. And then what we're going to do is open up Flight Simulator, and we'll open up Excel, we'll open up Pack so we can have the passengers, we'll open up Volanta, we'll open up IVAO. I'll show you IVAO when it's up and running in a minute. So I want that one because it's got my checklist on it. Okay, so that. I'm not going to bother with Fly Live Studio today, so I'll close that down. No point having that going. What I'm also going to do, I will show you them when we're in the plane, but I'm going to use them on my iPad, is the charts. The airport charts, so we know what we're doing. So flight sim charts. So the charts, as I say, I'll show you them once we're in the plane and sort of taken off or getting ready to take off, but effectively they give you all the information on the waypoints you're going to fly, what height restrictions there are, which direction you're going to be going in, and things of that nature. So I'm going to search for, where am I flying? EDDL, which is Düsseldorf, so charts there. Okay, so I've got taxi charts and everything else on here. If I do taxi, I could do parking stands, so I can get an idea of where we're going to park. Oh, it's 2 runways, both going in the same direction, so that's nice and easy. And we will park at stand A12, I think. And I'm flying to EDDL into LFSB, so let's have a look, see if they've got ILS, LFSB, Basel, approach. Yes, they have on runway 15 and runway 33. So if they give us runway 33 or runway 15, we can use ILS, which is going to make life a lot easier. So we'll just bring that EDD out. Depending on the runway we're going to be departing out of, I'll be able to show you what the departure is going to look like. But we've got runway 05 and runway 0 and runway 23 left and right. My sim brief told me we would be using runway 05 right, and we'll be using the Modru 6 Zulu, so you can see that here. So leaving Düsseldorf runway 05 right, and we're going out on the Modru 6 Zulu departure. That's arrival route, Sally, that's why you can't find it. Modru 6 Zulu. There it is. So it looks like initial climb up. They'll give me the initial climb anyway. Cool, okay. So, let's have a look. We've still got people on IVAO for the places we're going from. Basel, yes. Düsseldorf, yes. Good, okay. So what we're going to do now is connect IVAO to the sim. We are easy flight number 84831. And we are going to sets me now onto IVAO so I can talk to humans, and we're going to use control as the push to talk key. I've set up packs, set that up. Okay, right, so what we're going to do now is start spawning in. So let's just change this at the moment. So if we go to customization and we go to easy 8431, and we're going to depart from runway or airport EDDL, which is Düsseldorf. Scroll in, let's get rid of some of these filters on here. Filters, scroll down, off, close. Right, so there's Düsseldorf there. And I was saying runway 05, but I was wanting stand EDDL taxi parking stands 15, 12, something like that. So that's down here. There it is. So if we push back from here, so that's 12A or A12 that we're at, so let's stand A12. Fly. Just setting up Volanta. So Volanta effectively is a programmed taxi flight real time. So when they say, oh, we're just going over France or what have you, I'm picking it up from Volanta. LFSB, which is Basel. And a flight plan, import from SimBrief, so that's done. Packs, let's get packs up and running, shall we? Menu, start flight, EDD out, yeah, that's fine, yeah, that's okay. So next we've got Wi-Fi, yes, 153 passengers, boarding music is EasyJet, safety briefing is EasyJet, no meals because it's only an hour's long flight, start, okay, so that's done. So let's get rid of that. Right, okay, so let's start getting the plane up and running, shall we? So, let's get the jetway in. Let's turn the batteries on first. Battery 1, 2, external power on. Let's give the crew an air supply. Get the jetway in, and the luggage on. Jetway, catering, package. Okay, so look outside. Again, that's the jetway coming on for the passengers to come on. Doors opening for the baggage, and doors opening for the catering. Right, so we've got information Charlie. So what I'm looking at here is what they call the ATIS. So this is the automatic, what's it called? Automatic terminal information system. So it tells me the weather. So you know that stuff I print off inside the plane when we're landing, etc. It gives me, so they're departing from runway 05 right, which is good because that's the one I need to depart from. So they'll probably give me the Module 6 Zulu departure, which is good. And then when I speak to them in a minute, I need to give them information Charlie. So that tells them I've got the most up-to-date weather information, because if anything changes weather-wise, they will update this. Okay, so that's the ATIS got. And this is the IVAO system, so it's showing them online at the moment, and we'll start talking to towers soon. Just start getting the plane up and running. Okay, so let's turn these up. Bring us on these up. That one as well. And those two. Let's put the plane into a DR mode, to nav mode. So what that'll do is start aligning the radar and the GPS so it knows where we are. And emergency lights need to be turned on. No smoking lights on. We don't put the seatbelt signs on yet because we're going to fuel the plane in a minute. Put the strobe light on because we're now a live aircraft, and the nav lights on. Okay, now we'll start to import the flight plan. And then once I've done that, I will call air traffic control and request the clearance for the flight. Okay, right. So, what's the flight plan in? Let's fuel the aircraft, shall we? Fuel. So, block fuel for today, according to SimBrief, is down here. Block time. Where's my block fuel? Down here. I don't remember where they put it. Yeah, block fuel is 6396. Defuel the aircraft, 6396. Meal time, take 2 minutes to defuel the plane. Cool. Okay, so while that's happening, we'll now go in and start to update and put our flight plan in. GC, that's fine. In it. Okay, so we are going from EDDL, and we are flying to LFSB. Good. Doing initialization. Align on where I'm sitting. Yeah, confirm align, that's fine. Okay, flight number was easy. 8431. 431. We're at cost index 9. And our cruising altitude is going to be 300, so 30,000 feet. Oh, it's not a big climb today. Right, I have to go to the next page. Here we go, right. 0 fuel weight, I'll do that, that's fine. And then our block fuel was 6396. Yeah. So 6.396. That's that done. Right, let's get a weather request, although I've got one from ATIS. So let's see. Just want to confirm that what that's telling me is the same as what the ATIS was telling me. So if you remember, the ATIS was showing on Charlie, and it's showing a QNH of 1022 and no real clouds. I've got that back. See messages. Meta QNH 1022. Yep. Okay, so let's print that. Cool. Okay. Right, now we're going to input the flight plan. So, flight plan. So, we don't know which runway we're taking. We've got to pretend we don't know which runway we're going to take off from yet. We know that we're going to use the right runway, but we are first of all going to fly to waypoint Modru. And then we're going out on an airway Z283. Oh, airways. Z283, and we're going to Retax. And then we're going out on UT27. To GDQ. GDQ. So the airway is basically, it's a load of waypoints, but it says you have to manually input them. UN852. To Arpus. That's it done. So that's the flight plan put in. So we've just checked to make sure there's no flight plan discontinuities in there. Yeah, clear that. Go back up to the top. Then we'll just check the flight plan on here. Step by step, make sure it all makes sense. Yeah, looks okay to me. And then a left turn into the airport. Yep. Good. Okay, so that's the flight plan put in. So what we need to do now is just contact control and just get clearance for the flight plan. So, where am I? Düsseldorf, and it's Charlie. And I'm at stand A Alpha 12. So they are on 118305. Here we go. So leave that on there for a minute, just so we can hear, make sure that nobody else is talking. Plane is done. So turn on the fuel pumps. And turn on the seatbelt signs. Here we go. Good morning, Düsseldorf Tower. This is Easy 8431 at stand Alpha 12, requesting IFR clearance to Basel.
Easy 8431, Düsseldorf Tower, good day. Check information Charlie, setup approved. Cleared Basel via Model 6, pseudo departure route runway 05 right, flight plan route, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 1000.
Information Charlie confirmed. Depart using Module 6 Zulu Charlie. Sorry, Module 6 Zulu departure and initial climb 5,000 feet. Easy 8431.
Easy 8431, correct, and your squawk is 1000.
Squawk 1000, apologies, easy 8431. So what they've done there is they've given me the departure, which is what I wanted. As you can tell, I haven't done this very often, so I keep forgetting little things. So they've given me the departure, which is the one that we wanted, Module 6 Zulu, so that makes life a lot easier. They've cleared my flight plan, which means that we're all good to go, and they've given me a squawk code of 1000. So put that into there, and what that does, and then we'll turn it all on, because what that does is that tells them where I am on the radio, on the radar. And it also tells other planes where I am as well. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Problem is, obviously, when you're in Germany, you have people with German accents. The Italians are the best. When I was doing Rome the other day, so we can now put our departure in. So we're going to depart out on Module 6. What did he say? Runway 05 right, wasn't it? On Module 6 Zulu.
Please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know, and we would be happy to help you.
There.
After you put your carry-on items in the
Insert
overhead
that
bin
in
and it
there.
is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy
Just
to
double
other
check
passengers.
flight plan, all
Also, be
looks
sure
good.
that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities and the
So there's a
safety
flight
chart
plan
provided for
discount
you.
in there, but that's fine.
Please
That'll
make
wipe
sure
that
that you are
out.
able
So
and willing to
flight
perform
plan.
these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. You are free to use
So it
your
should be
portable
okay
electronic
now.
devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from
Cool.
the gate. Thank you,
Okay,
and welcome
and he
aboard.
has given me initial climb of 5,000. QNH is 1022. Okay, right, so that's all been done. Anything else I need to do on the plane now before we go? I'll put in the SID. So he will give me a taxi clearance in a minute to 05 right. I would imagine it's going to be Mike. Oh yeah, right. Now I've got to do the performance of the aircraft. Performance. We are doing flaps 1. No, not flaps 11, flaps 1. God, I'm shaking. And we've got a rotate speed of 122 today, or 121. Right, make sure everything's, flight directors are both on, dots are showing next to everything correct. Okay, let's put the APU on, which is means I could disconnect from ground power. Wait, that's available. Let's see how we are doing on our passengers. Boarding update, please.
We're still boarding. Let us know
9
if you
minutes.
need anything.
Okay. So I can't do anything for 9 minutes now until all the passengers are on. So what we'll do, once we've got all the passengers on, we will then contact Tower again and request clearance to push the plane back and start. And then he will, once the plane's started, we'll then ask for permission to taxi to the runway. He'll tell me which runway to taxi to using which taxiways. Oh, I was going to show you the charts, we can look at those actually. Once I turn the APU on. And the taxiways to use and when to hold. And then when we're at the runway, we ask him, basically we wait for his clearance to take off. So, charts that we're going to be using. go to here. So we are currently in, no, it's not that one, it's that one. So we are currently at EDDL. Okay, so what we've got here is the stars. These are the standard terminal arrival routes. So if we were coming in, we would be coming in on one of these stars. So if I show you the flight plan, when we go to Basel, we'll be using the ARPAS 8K arrival or star. Okay, again, it's just a series of waypoints. I'll show you one of them. Series of waypoints that tells you. You can zoom in on here. That's why I have them on my iPad. Gives you all of the airways, gives you where the holding routes are, gives you the altitudes and any speed restrictions there might be. You've got approach, which is the ILS. So when I said earlier that, oh good, they are using ILS, this is the ILS chart. So what that does is it just says to you what height you need to be at the top of the ILS, and what your minimums are, etc. But also, again, gives you a rough idea of where you're going to be flying, depending on which way you're coming in. You've got your taxi charts, which is what I'm going to use for today for this runway. So when it gives us clearance to taxi, we will taxi from, we are on parking stand Alpha 12, which is here, yeah. And then you can see here are the runways. 1 runway, 2 runway, 05 right or 05 left, or 23 the opposite way. So he will give us taxi clearance once the engines are started. I imagine it will be taxiway M, which is here, all the way down to the end, and then he'll give me one of these 2 holding points, I would imagine. I don't think they're using 05 left, because otherwise I'd have to get clearance across the runway. If I remember rightly, on ATIS they're saying they're using 05 right, yeah. Departing on 05 right and arriving on 05 right, so that makes life a lot easier. So he will then tell us to taxi to one of these 2, and then you've got SID, which is the standard instrument departure. So he gave us the Morpuk 6 Zulu, which is the one that we wanted. Sorry, Modru 6 Zulu. So if we scroll down here and find the Modru 6 Zulu, so that's Modru 6 Zulu departure. So this is basically what's going to happen. He's given me an initial climb out. Here's the runway. He's given me an initial climb out of 5,000 feet. The plane will then turn right, then left, and it will take us to Modru, which is at flight level 210. Okay, so it just gives you an idea of what's going on. You can see there's different. So if you were departing on a different runway or on a different departure route, you could be on that. I think we're on that one actually. 05, yeah, we'll be on this one. So sorry, we're taking off here. He's given us an initial climb of 5,000 feet, which is up here. Then we'll turn left. He will give us authorization to increase altitude if needed. We'll get to VBAC, NetX Modru. So if we look at here, we'll go to flight plan. You can see NICOG. So there you go, VBAC, NetAx, Modru, lines up with that. So we're going to VBAC, and we're also using ORSOV, so that's the route that we're going to go out. Luckily, air traffic control will take care of all of that, but I don't and autopilot, I don't really use the charts in the plane because, as you can see, they're quite small to see. So we're just literally waiting for the last few passengers. We've got 5 minutes left, so we'll wait for the last few passengers to come on, and then we will request clearance for push and start. Can actually start setting that up now. So well, let's get rid of the catering and the baggage, and we will do manual pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
And then let them know we've got permission. There's the catering and the baggage going. Oh no, the jetway's gone as well. Oh well. Let's just pretend they're sitting down. Yeah, I mean the vehicles you're seeing moving around now is standard sim stuff anyway, so that's in everything. The pushback thing here that I've got is an add-on that I've put in. It's a better pushback system. IVAO is also yeah, so the tug actually lifts the front of the plane up.
Standing by for pushback.
IVAO is a plugin that I've put in as well, but yeah, the plane itself is an add-on, but it's a free add-on. It costs me absolutely nothing to download it. There is one that's a bit more in depth, and that's about £50–60, and they've just released a new. What is that? FBW I don't know what that means. And they've also put a new 737 in, which I'm going to download, which is about £60, which is also in depth. But you can see, look, random. I don't know who's decided to use a Cessna here, but any planes that we see in the air today will be planes that are flying on the IVAO network. Just update them. Oh, and the passenger thing is an extra that I've added on as well. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the EasyJet flight 8431 from Düsseldorf to Basel. We've had the clearance from air traffic control for our flight today. Cruise level is going to be about 30,000 feet, no bad weather expected. So nice short flight, just under an hour runway to runway. So if you do have any problems or questions, please feel free to speak to the cabin crew. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy the flight. Okay, so I just had a look at the WebEye. Unfortunately, we've now lost Tower at Basel, so he's obviously gone off for his lunch, because where's that? They're an hour ahead of us, so it's just gone 12 o'clock there. So he's either gone for a coffee or gone for his lunch. So we'll only have approach coming in. So you'll be able to hear me speak to them, and then effectively after that we go on to what's called Unicom. So once I move out of Düsseldorf's Tower range, there's our flight there, so that's me on the IVAO WebEye. So once I've moved out of Düsseldorf's range, we go on to what's called Unicom, which is a text-based system that every pilot uses, and you just put messages in there, and then effectively you can just keep people up to date in your local area as to what you're doing, whether you're descending, climbing, etc, etc. And then as soon as we hit approach here, I'll then be told that I need to contact them. They will then give us the approach instructions, which I'm hoping will be the
we're ready to go when you are.
Which I'm hoping will be the approach that we wanted. Where's my Firefox gone? Oh, it's up here. Which will hopefully be this approach here, R+8K, and they will give us the clearance to land as well. And that's it. We'll then land it. So we should have a nice view, because that's Lake Geneva there. I think, is it Lake Geneva? I don't know, it's a big lake anyway, so Zurich's not too far away, so yeah, let's get ready to go. Düsseldorf Tower, this is Easy 8431 at stand Alpha 12, requesting push and start.
Easy 8431, push and start approved, and your squawk mode, please set by.
Push and start approved, squawk mode to standby, Easy 8431. So, I think that's that one. I don't really know which one it is, I'm going to put them all in standby. It's that one, yeah, okay, so, and he's given us the clearance for pushback, so, and didn't tell me a direction to face, so, if I have a look at the Lanta, I want to face, right, okay, cool, so I need to push and start and face. Right, so I want to push back behind that Airbus there, basically.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead.
We are cleared for start start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
There's a runway there. Oh, why is it going that way? I don't want to go that way. Why is it going that way? Hey! Oh crap. Pushback thing's broken. Don't know why he's going that way. I had this problem the other day. I might have to check to see if there's an update. Right, stop pushback. Let's go back in the plane.
You hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle,
Parking brake set.
and 2 at the front of the cabin.
Lowering aircraft.
Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please
Now
be
wait for
aware
him to
that
go,
your
and then we'll
nearest
start the
exit may
engines.
be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board.
See you at the side. Have a good
Your
flight.
seatbelt is fastened,
Holding
Beacon
position
light.
adjusted,
for the visual.
and released
lights.
as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at
Start
all
engine
times.
2.
If the air supply fails,
Bring shit
masks will
on,
drop from
lock
above you.
cabin
Pull a
so
mask
that we don't
towards
get
you
any
to
horrible
start the
people
oxygen.
coming in.
Put the mask over your nose and mouth.
Right here, you'll see. There you go. Engine 2 starting to wind up.
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube.
So he should give me
There's a light
taxiway
and whistle
mic
for
and
attracting
holding
attention.
either Lima 8 or
We
Lima
also
9.
carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Available, should stabilise. Yep, start engine 1. While that's going, we'll do the flight control test to make sure that, you know, everything's moving. It should do. So flight control. So right, left, rudder left, rudder right, climb, descend. Speed brakes. Yeah. Okay. Flaps 1. Turn off the APU. Turn off APU by turn off APU bleed, not the master switch. Roger that. Taxi lights, runway lights all on. Taxi. Taxi to runway. Okay, so just got to wait now for engines to stabilise, then I'll contact tower and get clearance for taxi.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Luckily it has my flight number at the top of the IVAO screen, because I keep forgetting what it is. Here's First Officer Luther. Düsseldorf Tower, this is Easy 8431, requesting clearance for taxi.
Easy 8431, taxi to holding point, runway 05 right, via Papa 3, Mike and Lima 9, report for the ready.
Taxi to holding point, runway 05 via Papa 3, Mike, Lima, and report when ready, Easy 8431.
Just to confirm, Lima 9.
Lima 9, Easy 8431. Okay, let's go. So 812, so he wants me to use Papa 3. cool. I haven't used this
We're
runway
ready for
before,
departure.
this airport before. Right, so coming out of stand A12, Papa 3 is like the immediate right. I know where Papa 3 is. There it is. And then on to Mike. Where's my Volanta gone? Volanta will give me a better idea. Yeah, it's fine. Hold at Lima 9. That one. That's 1. That's 6. Next right is 7. Then we've got 8, then we've got 9. This plane has a horrible habit of getting away from you when you're taxiing. Especially when it's really stuttery like this. Here's holding point Lima 9, which is where it wanted me to hold. Not normally as stuttery as this. I don't know what the hell what on earth is going on at the moment. Right, okay, so let's do pre-flight checklist. So, auto brake set to maximum, check. Signs are on, cabin, check. Cabin crew, seats for departure please, seats for departure. Cabin, check. Arm, ground spoilers, check.
Cabin crew, seats for departure, please. Seats for
Takeoff
departure.
config, check. Come on. Okay, flaps 1, yeah, that's good. Takeoff config. Don't know why it's not checking my takeoff configuration. Okay, right. Transponder on. Let's let the guy know that we're ready for takeoff. Düsseldorf Tower, ready for takeoff on runway 05, right, easy 8431.
Easy 8431, wind variable 6 knots, runway 05 right, cleared for takeoff. Have a safe flight. Bye bye.
Cleared for takeoff, easy 8431. Bye bye. That was cool. Yes, Jazz, you're right, it is a nice day for it. Clear blue skies all the way through to Basel, wherever that is. Switzerland, I think. It's really stuttery. Really hard to control it when it's like this. We're going to go straight through. We've had clearance for takeoff, so we're not going to bother stopping again. Just go straight through to... Ooh. I want that, I want that. Let's just go up a little bit. Okay. It's really difficult to see the centre line on this light concrete. Let's go. Knots, 120, rotate, positive, oh. Positive climb, gear up, side, look at that, let's take a screenshot of that. So to initial climb of 8,400. Let's bring the throttle back to auto throttle on, flaps up, 1,500 feet, autopilot on. That's it. There is now nothing that needs to be done. He's given us the initial climb to 5,000 feet, so we'll start levelling out shortly. Speed 250 knots, which is the legal limit of 250 knots when you're below 10,000 feet. Put my squawk on, so he's happy with that. Might as well take the ground spoilers off. That's now on normal. That's all good. So what will happen is shortly he will tell me to go on to Unicom. I can't remember what the transition altitude is, 6,000. I didn't put that in. I might not remember. 6,000. Beautiful scenery, look at that. You really cannot fault. This sim is second to none for scenery. It is stunning. So we are expected to land in 46 minutes. Luckily, the other day when I did a Rome flight, I managed to take 15 minutes off the flight because ATC allowed me to cut everything out. All the zigzags for going to Rome and just go straight in, so that was nice. All the cities over there. What cities are they? So Atlanta. Oh, there is rain coming in now. I could be going through some... Yeah, there you go, cloud. You've got Essen, Duisburg. Don't really know any of those places. Good news, towers come back on at Basel. Right, okay, so the Düsseldorf guy has now gone offline. There should be a plane coming up to me soon, which is round here somewhere. I don't see him, he's at 39,000 feet, is that him? Yeah, that plane there is another person on IVAO. And he is currently flying from Eham, I'm not sure where that is, to LIML. So he is currently flying from Amsterdam to LIML. Top end of Italy. So that's quite cool. Right, so now that we've got no ATC, we've got a cruise level of 30,000, so we'll just put that straight in there now. Plane will keep to constraints. until we're cleared out of them. And it should start climbing again. So that's that done. Oh, we have now taken off, so that's good news. And we are flying out of Düsseldorf and we are going to Basel. So we've got tower and we've got approach back on. So I need to do Unicom. Just put that in here. Flat level 300. So when we're on Unicom, which is the text, that's all I put on here. And anybody else that's sending text in this area will come up on here as well. Can a plane land on autopilot? Yes, it can. The A320, which is this plane, can land on using autopilot. So in really bad weather, you can use what's called the auto land system, and it can only be done if the runway's got ILS. So a lot of modern aircraft can. I have seen a video on how to do it, but I haven't actually practiced it. But it does involve putting both autopilots on, and effectively it will land the plane. So the pilot could literally do nothing once he's taken off. So I don't know if there's a constraint at all sword. So what am I doing? The Mazbu 6 Zulu. Modru 6 Zulu, wasn't it? So where are we flying to? Or sort of, okay, so at the moment I can't see any restrictions. Oh yeah, there you go, so it'll climb in a bit when we get to Modru up to 21,000 feet. So you can see it's following the flight plan nicely now, and literally we sit here now until we get to Basel arrival, and then they will tell me what arrival to use. I'm really hoping that they say ARPUS 8K. So Basel is LFSB. So if they give us the ARPUS 8K, so we can look at those charts as well. So if we, yeah, so if they give us the Marcel, which is this one here, the where's it gone? ARPUS, yeah, ARPUS 8 kilo. This is the arrival that we'll have. So we should, let's see if we can find any waypoints on here. We should be able to. That's why I was having a problem. Okay, we should have ARPUS, right, so if we can find ARPUS on here, boom, boom, there it is. So we should be coming into ARPUS probably from Mergu. Yeah, so when we are arriving in Basel, effectively what will happen is we will come in here, we need to descend to 10,500 feet, and then we hit ARPUS at 5,000, and then we fly along Altic, and then we pick up the ILS for runway 05, hopefully. 05? Not my land, no, sorry, runway 15. We should then pick up the ILS from Altic, which will then fly straight in. There you go, starting to climb up now. At least I thought we were. Let's put on. Yeah, there you Yeah, now we're starting to climb up to 30,000. So, where are we on Volanta? So, on Volanta now, I'll put the weather on so you can get an idea. So, this is us here currently. So, follow flight, there we go. So, this is us. We've avoided that weather, so that's rain. Flying all the way down to Modru. Keep going all the way down to Ritax, then we turn left, Rogsy, GTQ, Pogol, Lassat, Shara, Terso. There's Arpus, which is the beginning of our approach, and then straight in. So we're going to hopefully land on runway 15, which is this one here, so we'll come in the top. So imagine what will happen is we'll come around the bottom of these rain clouds, turn right, pick up the ILS. So this has just told me that flight number Whiskey Charlie Tango 51 is in this local area. His passengers are deboarding and he's now switching off the plane. So runway 15 will actually be this one going up. No, wait, it's this one going down. And then what we will then do is pick up one of these taxiways. There's no ground there, so I can effectively, they'll just tell me to park where I want it. Should be quite good.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page with a small fee for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight communications to our partners.
How was your trip to Glasgow, Pardy? Turn all the lights off. Develop engines. And we're off. Once we've hit 30,000, I will start to calculate where I need to start the descent. Where the hell's Dusseldorf? Can't find my plane. Can't find my plane. 8431, is that us? Easy 8431? Yeah, it is. Okay, now I've got my plane. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a straight in, basically pretty much straight in flight, so we will pick up approach not far. So approach, so if we look at Volanta, not Volanta, sorry, IVAO, so this is me. We've just taken off from Dusseldorf and we're basically pretty much flying straight in. So what I would do is I will pick up the approach frequency which is there, so I might as well plug that in. So that's 119355. So that way, as soon as I get told to contact approach, I can contact them. Us there. So we're doing quite nice. Right. Cool. BLG traffic, Cessna 172. The other day when I was flying to Rome, it was hilarious because we had Unicom on approach and there was this guy on there saying, "We are landing imminently, this is an emergency," on a really steep approach, and I'd already landed, so I watched him. How he didn't crash it, I don't know. So good trip to Glasgow. It was more interesting than I thought. Massive old cathedral, nice square in the middle, restaurants and pubs. Yeah, lots of pubs in Glasgow. Well known for it. To be honest, I've never been to Glasgow. I've been to Edinburgh quite often because my dad was actually born in Edinburgh, and my grandparents live not too far away, so I know Edinburgh quite well. But I can't say I've been to Glasgow. I've ridden through it. Did I ride through it? Yeah, I think I rode through it when we did Land's End to John O'Groats. I rode through Glasgow in the morning in rush hours. So that was a barrel of laughs, but that's it. We're off to Rome in a few weeks, so that's good. 5 weeks. Today we fly back, so... Right, now we're over 20,000. Let's let the passengers move around, shall we? Right. Unfortunately, I've got packs up on the wrong screen, so I can't go through the pilots with you, the passengers with you. We have got... I don't know, will it let me move? No, it doesn't let me move it. Okay. I'm just having a quick look, see if there's anybody we might know. Victoria Werner, Max Wagner. I'm sure he's somebody famous. Oh no, that's not Wilfried Zaha, it's Wilfried Peterson. Doris Renault, Lionel Chevalier. No, 4 weeks this coming Friday we fly out. So drop Emily off at school, pretty much come back, pick up the cases straight up to the airport. We'll be there like 3 hours before the flight, but I'd rather that than panic about the queues getting into security and what have you. I guess for you at Bristol it wasn't too bad, was it? Cruise yet? Yes, so we're now at cruise, so let's work out how far it is we've got to be away before we need to descend. So according to the approach charts on the ILS, I pick up the ILS on 15 at 4,000 feet, and the transition altitude is ILS at 4,000, transition altitude is, I can't find it, transition altitude is 7,000, okay, so 4,000 feet is the target, so 82, so we'll round that up to 85 miles out. So 35 plus 8, 43, 53, 55, 63, 67, 87. So I could be at Lassat. Could be dropping at Lassat if I haven't picked up. Oh no, approach for Basel is now gone. So is it? Yeah. So at the moment we've only got Tower, which is 1183. This is the only problem with this system, is that you are, I mean the ATC, the air traffic control built into Flight Sim is rubbish, but unfortunately you are relying on people, obviously they've got lives, you are relying on people being online for you to use air traffic control. So next Saturday, for example, IVAO are going to do in events. They've got a load of air traffic control on for Moscow, and we've had to do what's called we've had to book a flight on what's called real ops. So I've chosen the Aeroflot, and if you want me to, I'll stream it, but I will effectively be departing from Moscow at 1:05 our time, and you have to be on time. It's like you were properly flying the route, and I'm flying to another place I can't pronounce, and that's a couple of hours, but that IVAO will be giving me at least as a minimum departure ATC, but they might actually give me ATC for the whole route from start to finish. So right, as there's no approach, I'm going to assume that they are going to, if we check the ATIS for where we want to go, which is LFSB. So they are, welcome to Basel, runway 15 and 15 and 25 are both in service. Arrival runway 15 and 25. So I might as well just use arrival runway 15, which was what was on our flight plan. So I might as well plug that in now. So flight plan. Go down to LFSB, plug in the arrival, so we are going to arrive on ILS 15 Yankee on the ARPA 8K start, and we are transitioning from ARPAS, if ARPAS is in here. So we are positioning from, maybe I've got to do the other ILS then. On ILS Zulu, on the upper 8K. No, okay, with no vias. Cool. Insert that into the flight plan. Just go through and make sure there's no discontinuities. There is one, so clear that bad boy. That's it. Okay, so if we now look at this and we go up to here, oh, it should be on standard. Damn it. Too much talking, you see, I forgot I had to change my thing over. What the hell's beeping now? Seconds, because this is going mad. Getting loads of messages. They're all on finals, that's fine. This is buzzing, and I don't know why. I think it's to do with what I've just done. So if I just put that in there, yeah. It's something to do with yeah, something to do with that. Don't know what it is. It's that Q&A, and because it shouldn't still be on that, it should be on. I think it's probably because it's on all time since I didn't change it. So what was I saying? Yeah, so looking at the route, weren't we? So flight plan. So effectively we are GDQ, Pogol, Lasat, Nergus, Shara, Terso, then we turn right at Arpas, Alec, and then we need to be at 4,000 at CF15, and then it's an ILS straight in. So I needed to be 85 miles out from CF15, so let's put that back onto that. Out to there, so I've got my full route. Actually, I can drop it to that now. By CF15, 85 miles, so that's 13, that's 19, 29 and 9, 38, 46, 56, 58, 66, 70, 80, so 5 miles from Pogol. 5 nautical miles from Pogol, unless approach come on and give me anything else. That's when I need to start descending. gauges yet. Just check there's no approach has come on. Nope, still only tower. So tower is on 118.3. They will give me the clearance to land, so it will come up to tell me when I need to contact them. Just talk to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, just an update from the flight deck. We reached our cruising altitude of 30,000 feet. The weather is still looking very good for our landing into Basel. I don't anticipate any delays.
Ladies and gentlemen, just an update from the flight deck. We reached our cruising altitude of 30,000 feet. The weather is still looking very good.
Alright, so Bristol was heaving. Yeah, we're flying from Gatwick. So it's gonna be busy, I know, but I mean, if I could, I'd get there the day before and camp out, to be fair. But we're flying out from Gatwick straight into Rome, so it shouldn't hopefully be too bad. Wales was fantastic. The place we were at was like really deserted. I don't know if I sent you any pictures, but like our nearest neighbours were miles away, and it was like a 5-10 minute drive to the town, the closest town. And Emily and I went up onto the Mac Loop, which is where the RAF do their low-flying exercises in their jets, and saw some F-35s coming over. We got there like 2.5 hours before they were due to come in. They were just sort of lying back, chatting and snoozing, and you can hear the cars driving up through the mountain pass, and they sound like planes. And then eventually, we were both snoozing off, and you could just hear a change in pitch. You thought that isn't a car, and you looked up, and there's just 4 F-35s flying about 50 to 100 feet over your head. That was quite amazing. And we went out on a Sunday to do a walk in the forest with the dog, and we got lost and ended up on this farm, and Julie asked for some directions, and the farmer said, yeah, you've got to go up over the top of this mountain, and the forest is on the other side. And Julie was like, well, is it passable and is it steep? He said, yeah, it's passable, yes, it is steep. I was like, okay. So we followed the road, and then eventually, I kid you not, it was just a one-track slate track, wide enough for a tractor, and that is it, going through all of these sheep fields at the side of this mountain. Julie's bricking it, because you look out the window and you don't see anything, it's just a sheer drop. And so I put the car in 4-wheel drive, luckily. If we didn't have the Evoque, we wouldn't have been able to do it. It was like proper off-road driving. You pay £100 to Land Rover to have that for the day, that experience for the day. And Emily and Julie are walking from field to field on the track, just opening and closing all the gates for us. But yeah, it's like the car was banking like 30-40 degrees sometimes. It was amazing, loved it. Julie didn't enjoy it at all, but you know, hey ho. Right, so we're descending to 4,000, weren't we? So actually, I need to change that. Oh no, I did put 4,000. Cool. I need to be at 4,000. There. Cool. CF15. So if we then look at the chart for the ILS on runway 15. ILS 15, which one did I pick? Was it Zulu? Yeah. ILS 15 Zulu, so scroll down. So we should be at 4,000 at 11.5 at D11.5. So we'll CF15 and FF15. Are they on there? No. Okay, so let's be up here. That's it. I don't think I'm using LTIC, am I? Yeah. So I need to be at, yeah, there you go, 4,000. Cool. go. We have still got tower. On 118.3. That's still in there. I'm just going to update then to let them all get the text ready. So, descending to 4,000 feet. So that's ready to go. How are we doing? Where are we? We're almost at Poggle. GTQ. And then Pogle's next. So 5 miles out of Pogle we start the drop. Transition altitude is 7,000 feet. So we go to performance, next phase, QNH at the moment in Basel is 1019. Temperature is, who knows, so let's just use this weather here, 23 degrees. Winds 280 variable at 80 knots. Can't be right. No, 040 at 3 knots. 040 at 3. Transition altitude is 7,000. Minimums. I don't know what minimums are here. And then Basel. We're on a C minimum. Cat 3 ILS. Six four. Cool. And we are landing on full. Yep, that's good. So check that we've got the ILS programmed in 115.55. So if we look at ILS here, triple 1.55. Triple 1.55, and it should be called MH. Yep, there you go. So everything's programmed in, ready for landing. Doing the right turn now to Poggle. That goes to 80. That idle to 160. So 5 miles out of Poggle, can start the descent to 4,000 feet. Altitude on there, which is 4,000. And once we hit the dot, once we hit 5 miles out, I should do it. Approach and landing speed today is going to be we're landing at 116 and we're approaching at 121. Okay. Pretty standard. So we're almost there now. then it will be quite close before we hit tower. LFSB tower, yeah. I'll just get a message telling me to contact them. Hopefully they'll give me clearance to land. Don't know if there's anyone else due in actually. Airport info. Inbound, no, it's only me. So we should be getting a straight in. The plane due to land in, take off in about 15 minutes. So again, on IVAO you can have a look. So this is the airport we're going into. Outbound is LMA 1782, going to LFRN, leaving at 11:03. That's Zulu, so 12:03 our time. In a Boeing 737-800, which is a new one I want to download and learn how to fly. And then this is me, Easy 8431, come from EDDL, due to land at 12:02. That ain't going to happen. In an A320. So it's only us due to land, so we should get a straight in clearance to land, which would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, so 8 miles till top of descent. And now I might go a bit quiet on the chat weather-wise. How are we looking weather-wise for the approach? Yeah, we could have some rain. This is us coming in, so there's Basel. Depends on how quickly these rain clouds move, but that's live weather. So that's actually raining there and now. In the UK, look, it's no rain. Oh, let's put my screenshot up from earlier. Might as well, you never know, I might get a like or two. So that's somebody that's flying on using the lantern. He's got clear skies, not too far from where we are actually. So the Lanter's good. When we're doing a longer flight, I mean, I don't know if you want to watch the one on Saturday, but when we do a longer flight we can have a look at things like how many miles I've done and all that sort of stuff on the Lantern. Right, yeah, we need to be descending big time now. Ooh. Right, so the plane is going to start descending. Sort itself out. I'll put the spoilers on in a bit. That'll drop us even quicker when we need to.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Keep an eye on our speed now, see if it needs to drop at all. Because if the speed needs to reduce, the plane will start to level out, and I don't want it to do that, because obviously I need it to be dropping as quickly as possible. Be a bit jerky because I haven't flown around here before, so it hasn't loaded all of this scenery in, but it is lovely scenery. It's 40, 80, just to get a bit of a better idea of what's going on. Right, QNH was 1019. We'll just check the ATIS on that. Yeah, it's good. So we should get tower all to ourselves. There have been some major issues with flight sim over the last couple of weeks, people crashing to desktop, and I have to say it took me 4 attempts to do my own flight because it kept crashing. Now, I don't know why. One of them, I was 100 feet from landing and the sim just crashed. Which was annoying after 3 hours, but there we go. Descended nicely. We've just got to keep an eye out for these mountains. We'll do a heavy turn left in just a minute. Seatbelts on.
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat to fasten your seatbelt.
About 10 minutes to landing, I reckon, so we're going to be slightly late. There we go. See if I can actually land this plane. I've been having major problems with it recently. Just very quickly, I'm also doing another sim called DCS, which is Combat Flight Sim. So I'm not, at the moment, I'm learning or practicing taking off, landing on aircraft carriers and doing air-to-air refuelling before I move on to bombing runs and shooting down bandits. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in watching and having a bit of a laugh at. The F-18 that I fly is as in-depth as this plane, in that I've got to do all the switches, batteries. The air traffic control isn't quite as in-depth because it's just in sim, but eventually I'll be looking to play that online as well against other people. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I can always let you know when I'm streaming one of those, because I kind of mix it up between that one and this one. But the F-18 sounds amazing, and once you've got afterburners on, you've hit the sound barrier. The fly past cameras are pretty darn good. Right, so we're approaching 10,000. This is feet, so this is going to start to level off shortly, and I don't want it to do that. So I will be using the speed brakes in a minute, because you'll see that purple diamond will drop down to about here, because 10,000 feet we need to be at 250 knots. Okay, cool. I'll let you know when I'm on Pardy, and we can go from there. And DCS and Jazz, if you want to have a laugh, it's there for you to see as well. The graphics aren't this level, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Landing on the carrier is quite hard. Sometimes I can nail it bang on. Yesterday it was just awful. I couldn't put it on the carrier. I was doing my first time of air-to-air refueling. It was just awful. So
all Wi-Fi related tasks and show any larger electronics.
See, so it's dropped down to the purple there at 250 knots, so and the plane is starting to level out. I don't want it to do that because I started to descend late, so if I put the spoilers down, it's like an air brake. Turn on all the lights, because we're at 10,000 feet. got to keep dropping. We've got to hit 4,000. I will shortly be in contact with Basel Tower on 118.3. 118.3, yeah. I haven't been told to contact them yet, so that's good. I've not moved into their sphere of influence. Right, so we've hit the right thing now, so we'll do that. And after the next waypoint, I will start to put the flaps down and start prepping properly for landing. Can I select max on that yet? Okay, anti-skid is on, which is basically the ABS, so the airport should be over here somewhere. Anyone see a runway? Don't look like it, do it? Okay. It's probably more straight ahead, it's probably up here somewhere. That could be it, near there. Don't know, it's going to be a very short approach though. Altitude 8,000, okay, we're doing good. What we're doing, ILS 15 Zulu. Going to be contacting them any minute now. What speed do I need for flaps 1? Going to put flaps 1 down? No. Okay. 210 knots. Expecting ILS 15 Zulu. Because I've given Tower heads up on what ILS I'm expecting to approach on. Right, so should quite easily now be at the 4,000 that I need for the ILS, which is good because I needed to be that for there. Start decelerating in a minute. There'll be spoilers on, flaps on, gear down. Alright, so let's turn the landing system on. Okay, so that's the ILS that I'm aiming for. And that I need to be in the middle as well, so, and I should be getting told to contact Tower any second now. The runway is right over here somewhere. Don't know, but I've got to watch my speed and stuff now. Should be decelerating any second now. Go 4,000 feet, so I should be picking up the ILS. Guys, I'm going to concentrate now. Should be getting told to contact tower. Good afternoon, Basel Tower. This is Easy 8431, 4,000 feet, expecting ILS 15 Zulu, approaching waypoint Charlie Foxtrot 15.
Roger, EasyJet 8431, you're cleared ILS 15, contact me final.
Cleared ILS 15, contact on final, Easy 8431. Flaps 2. Right, this could be a fast approach. Can't slow down quick enough. Put the flaps out of my gear in a minute. Okay, right, we have approach mode on. We have the ILS. Basel Tower, Easy 8431, final approach.
Roger, Easy at 8431, winds are 01040 knots, clear to land runway 15.
Clear to land, runway 15, Easy 8431. I freaking absolutely love this, and now I've got the, and then once I've got the guts up to actually do it, absolutely loved it. Right, flaps down. Full flaps. That'll slow me down even quicker. That's on maximum. Okay.
2,500.
7.5 miles out. Gear doesn't go down for another till we're about 5 miles out. There's the runway. Someone's pinging in, I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Bang on the ILS. The plane is literally taking me down now. We're 2,000 feet above ground. So going back to what you were asking earlier, Jazz, about autopilot landing, if I was to now press autopilot 2 and I program that in, yes, it would land the plane for me now and I could just sit back, so it's ideal for bad weather. But this is a nice little approach, this. So this was a good choice, Pardy. Might do this a bit more often. I don't know why that's binging like that. It's not my flaps, I don't know what it is. Okay, 5 miles out, gear down. That's what it is. Ready? There you go. Because I didn't have my gear down. I'd slow down to 120 knots with no gear down. So it's just a warning, just to remind you. Flight crew, seats for landing, please. Seats for landing.
Mm-hmm. 1,000.
I just want taxis, I don't really care where I'm going to park. 1,000. Okay, so 1,000 feet above. Autopilot off, I have control.
Flight crew, seats for landing, please. Seats for landing.
Bit low. Should be some happies. I am well low.
1,000. Okay, so
500.
feet above. Autopilot off. I have control.
Okay.
500.
Should be picking up the ILS any second now. So what I looked at then to see I was low is these what they call pappy lights. So there's 4 lights, 2 white, 2 red is ideal. 3 white means you're too high. 4 white means you're way too high, and then red is bad, so red is dead. 3 red means you're too low, 4 red means you're way too low. So I'm too high, but that's fine. It's not a problem because it's quite a long runway. And I'm picking up the ILS quite quickly now because I've just increased the descent rate. Oh, a bit too much.
Minimum
Minimums continue.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Retard, engines, flare,
5,
down, reverse is set. Wheel brakes on. Reverse is not set. Reverse is off. Something's binging, I don't know what it is. Oh my god, something's gone red.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Config
to
stats,
France.
oh okay,
The local
whatever.
time is 1:12 p.m. and it's currently about 25
Stop.
degrees Celsius. You can now
Fucking
EasyJet
break on.
8431, welcome to Basel, taxi Bravo, Foxtrot Alpha, and 014 Gate 3.
Thank you for flying with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Taxiway using, taxi using taxiways Bravo, Foxtrot, Alpha, Sierra 1 to arrive at Gate 3, Easy 8431. Okay, so, that's a bit weird. Why did I not have any flaps down? Okay. Put that to taxi, start up the master. Right, so he said Bravo. Oh, I better zoom in on Volanta actually. That'll give me a better idea. Where's my Volanta gone? And then we'll have a quick look at the stats, shall we? Right, so he wanted me to use Bravo. There it is, yeah. Bravo and then Foxtrot Alpha. Foxtrot Alpha, yeah, okay. And then Sierra 1 for Gate 3. Nice and easy. Okay, so I need to turn right here and then take the next left. Okay. I wouldn't rely on those taxiway signs on the left there, because they're normally wrong, because they've been put in by the flight sim. I'll have a look and see how heavy that landing was in a minute. I don't know why my flaps are up, because I don't remember pulling them up, but there we go. Right, on the next left. So I'm on Bravo now, next left onto Foxtrot, and then straight away right onto Alpha. This is Foxtrot, literally on it, not even for a second, and then Alpha. One, two, and I want Sierra 1, which is the first one on these double diamonds. So go past these double diamonds here, and then I've got a right turn, 1, 2, 3. 3 rights, 1, 2, 3. And then we've got the double diamonds, and I want the first one, and then I want gate 3. so these are the double diamonds. Well, okay, he's putting me in with some very little planes. Ah, there's some big buggers. Right, okay. So we want gate 3, and God knows which one is gate 3. Which one do you reckon's gate 3? I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go where that bus is. Yeah, I'm going to go where that bus is. Oh, hold on. Gate 3 is on the right hand side. It's... Okay, let's have a look, see if we can see any signs on the ground. I'm hoping that's gate 1 actually. 2, 3. Probably sounds about right. You need to get out of the way, bus.
EasyJet 8433, you're going to gate 5.
And there's a plane spawned in on gate 3 by the looks of it. Easy 8431.
Roger, 8431, that must be in your game. I do not have anything on my radar. No worries, just go to gate 5.
Go to gate 5, thank you ever so much. Easy 8431. Basel Tower, this is Easy 8431, passengers disembarking, going offline. Thank you ever so much for your help.
Roger, Easy 8431, you are clear to quit my frequency. Have a great day.
Have a good day, Easy 8431. That's it. Right, so parking brake is on. For some reason the jetway's not coming across, so why is the jetway not coming across? Probably because I'm parked in the wrong place. Oh well, fuck it. Cool. That is it, so let's turn the engines off. Turn seatbelt signs off so the passengers can get off. All landing lights off. That is that. So what we will do is, let me just we'll do that in just a second. Let me close IVAO off. So if we do a quick... Good, glad you enjoyed it, guys. It does, it has changed the way I play. So I landed at 127. Ooh, my landing rate wasn't too bad actually, 327 feet per minute, so it wasn't too hard. Normally you'd expect sort of 500 to 600, so that's not too bad. It could have been softer. 325 miles gone. We were an hour and 13, flight time was 54 minutes, 153 passengers at 127 knots. So the landing, the landing G-force is 1.1. Passengers hardly felt that landing. It was 0.1% above normal gravity. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll let you know when I'm on my combat sim. Take care.